Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Match Betting Chronicles. Okay, so I'm correct score Dutching this game, Montpollier versus Lens, and I thought I was off to a bad start with the goal after just 3 minutes. Not what you really want, but I don't have the 1-0 covered or the 0-0, so the fact that it stayed just 1-0 for the rest of the first half has worked out quite well. Obviously, I didn't want too many goals in the first half. But now, obviously, I will need another goal in the second half. So I've got the 1-1 covered and the 2-0, 3-0, even the 3-1 covered on Lens. So in a pretty good position. I've also got 2-1 on Montpollier and sort of a scratch trade if it goes to 2-2. And I did put a little bit of money on the 3-1, and that was done in play just when the odds, increased. So just to make sure that was safe if Montpellier suddenly turned the game around. So I do feel pretty good about this trade, but it just needs another goal. It could still go wrong. So I could, I suppose, reduce the risk, maybe put a £10 in there, and you know, then the loss is not so bad, but also the profit gets £10 lower. So that's the only problem with doing that, but it is something I could look at. Okay, so I'll just go through why I chose this game. So looking at the home and away form, we've got Montpellier, who it's not too bad. I mean, they scored 16 goals. It's not great, but there's teams obviously below them that have scored less, but they do concede quite a lot, 21 goals. So that's why I'm looking at Lens and thinking, it's probably going to be a Lens win, this one. But having said that, they've only scored 13 away from home, which is not a great record, but a good defence. So only 10 goals conceded. So that's the second best in the league. So what I gauged from that is Montpellier have only scored sort of 16, and they're playing against a very good, Lens defence. So yeah, I've profiled this for a Lens win basically. And if I just look at some of the fixtures from Lens, they do have a lot of 1-1s. So that's why I have covered the 1-1 as well. So they lost 2-1 against Lyon, 1-1 to Brest, Troyes 1-1. They got 2-2 against Strasbourg, 0-0 against Nice, 2-1. So yeah, for Lens, there doesn't seem to be sort of any scoreline that's out of the question. That's what I also noticed when I was having a look through these. But 1-1 is quite common, and every now and again they've also hammered a team. So 4-1 against Monaco. So yeah, quite difficult to know what to do with Lens. So that's why I did initially cover a wrong game. I did initially cover the sort of 2-1 and 3-1. I think I even initially covered 3-0. So, I just didn't know what the scoreline was going to be. But on the side of Montpellier, I didn't even cover the 1-0 or the 2-0. Just a 2-1 really. And in play, I've managed to find some high odds on the 3-0 and 3-1 to cover that. So yeah, hopefully you can see why I've covered these score lines just from looking at some of that. But now we're going to have to be a little bit obviously careful about it finishing on 1-0. Just a quick look at sort of sofa score, and although Lens are 1-0 up, actually they're the Blues, so that's fine. They've got the most attack momentum. Montpollier don't seem to be doing much at the moment. But if they get another goal, that'll put me in a... If it goes 1-1, that'll put me in a good position. From the first half, they're not expected to get a goal, just 0.1. And even Lens, they're less than 1. They have dominated possession, and this is encouraging for me. They've had 3 shots on target. So there's been quite a few shots in the game, and hopefully I'll get another goal, which is what I need this game. And 60 minutes, I've got the goal I needed, so it's just gone 1-1. And if it stays 1-1 or finishes 2-1 to either team, it'll be £41.50 profit, which is quite decent. I've also got the 3-1 covered on Lens. 2-2, a little bit of a danger there now, but I don't lose too much if it does finish 2-2. So I'm not too worried about that, but at odds of 11.5, I'm not sure if it's worth backing that and reducing this profit, reduce it by quite a bit. The only thing I could really do is, obviously I've only got a little bit. If it finishes 3-1 to Montpollier, but the odds are really high at 46, so even if I was to just chuck another £1 on just in case, that would be really decent profit. If it finished 1-1, I'd have £45 profit on that. If I wanted, I could also put a little bit of money on the 3-2 because these odds are quite decent. But yeah, that's probably unlikely. If I look at the sofa score, probably not going to get them kind of score lines. I did profile this match for sort of 1-1 or 2-1, so looking at this, I think that's what will happen. But yeah, for sure it won't do any harm to try and get a little bit of money on the 2-2 and the 3-1. But for the 2-2, I just want better odds. So actually looking at this, actually that's the whole thing. Let's just look at the second half. So Lens still favourites to win this, I guess. 59% possession, but equal amount of shots. So yeah, interesting. And keep doing that. Wrong game again. So yeah, what I can do maybe is sort of on the 2-2, maybe drip some stakes in, put £1 or £2 on now, and if it stays 1-1, for sort of 5-10 minutes longer, these odds will keep going up, and at better odds I can keep dripping the stake in, basically. Just trying to make this trade really safe, because I'm sure you've seen it before that I'm in a quite comfortable position now, but one more goal from either team and changes things dramatically. It starts to get dangerous, and especially if there's a red card to the underdog, then things can get out of hand quite quickly. Okay, back with this game, and it's now 18 minutes on the clock. still 1-1. I did put a little bit of money on the 2-2 just in case, but I've only put £1 on it so far at odds of 19. The odds are now 34, so I should definitely take this chance to make this trade completely safe and stick another £1 on, which means I don't have to worry now about, you know, another goal too much. Although if it went to Montpollier, the 3-1 would still just put me on a scratch trade. But the reason I haven't backed that is because when I look at the SofaScore stats, it does seem to be pretty much just Lens attacking. I'll just show you that. So yeah, this is the attack momentum, and you know, apart from, you know, the first bit of the second half, it doesn't look like Montpellier have done much. In terms of expected goals, though, this is weird that they've still got a higher rating than Lens. Can't work out why. Lens dominating possession, had more shots, although they both had 2 on target. So anyway, that's pretty much why. Okay, so yeah, I think this this trade is pretty much done now. So what I might look to do, though, if it does stay 1-1, I will maybe lay Lens late on in the game when the odds are really low. Obviously I'll be reducing my profit, but you know, Lens are pushing for a sort of top 3 Champions League place. So if we just look at the league, you know, they started really well and they were sort of they were up there with sort of PSG challenging for the league, but they've hit a bit of bad form recently, so they've just dropped off. But it can still be a really good season for them, considering they I think last season they were nearer the bottom half of the table than the top. But yeah, they with a win, you know, it could potentially, it only puts them 5 points off the top place, but more realistically, you know, puts them in contention for a Champions League place. So I think they'll be really want to win this game, you know, to end their sort of, you know, relative bad form and also to challenge. So yeah, basically the low, you know, maybe from sort of 88 minutes onwards, these odds will be quite low, and I can put a decent lay on. Anyway, yeah, that's a risk. Anyway, guys, I'll probably do that, and I'll update you later. Okay, back for this match, and it's still 1-1, but Lens do look like they're pushing. Wrong game. So look at all that attack momentum. So I'm going to put a £50 lay on them and hope there's a decent bit of injury time. So okay, let's just refresh that, and want to get a few more ticks. I'll put that at 119, £50 lay, and try and get that matched. But basically, if that goes through, then I've reduced my profit to about £29. So that still gives me something if it stays 1-1, but I'll have sort of, oh, it's partially matched. So at the moment I've got £71 if there's another goal, basically. So if it's fully matched, I think it's more like £80, £89. There you go. So yep, I'm either going to make £30, or if there's a late goal, £89. So hopefully, you know, Lens get this goal. We'll just have to wait and see what's happened. Not sure what's happened here. All the odds have disappeared, but might just be the end of the game. Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, guys, I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.